Questions and answers. Your host, featuring me.
Oh, yes, indeed, there are more questions than answers. Like if the 7 dwarves have been advised they can only meet in groups of 6, one of them isn't happy. See what I did there? The prince was a little odd, wasn't he? Do you not think in Snow White the prince was very odd? He randomly walks through the wood, finds a corpse, and decides to kiss it. That's a very strange set of circumstances right there. Hi America, hello world. My name is Adrian Lee and I am your host. Welcome to the show, More Questions Than Answers, the only paranormal news quiz show anywhere in the world. Each week my guests and I will search the world's newspapers, websites and TV shows just for you, to bring you the very best in paranormal talk radio entertainment and enlightenment. We will then test each other's knowledge of the week's events of the mysterious, strange, supernatural, unusual, bizarre, and just plain weird. If you've just tuned in especially to hear the show, then I admire your taste. If you have just tuned in by accident, then I admire your luck. I am huddled under my quilt with a large flashlight and a nice cup of tea with tonight's guests, somewhere in the barren wildernesses of the Midwest Plains, with the sound of my elderly mother snoring distantly from the room next door. Each week we press our ear against the bedroom wall. Whatever my mother listens to before she goes to bed picks and pulls on her unconscious mind, and that's the very tune she snores. Let's have a listen tonight.
Yeah, it's Jingle Bells. I win.
It was going to happen sooner or later, but unlike for the rest of the year, it's actually relevant because this is our Christmas special. I'm not sat here, you know, in full regalia. I even went with the red, the greens, the browns. Ladies looking resplendent.
Thank you.
We'll discuss our Christmas show very shortly, so snuggle under your covers, turn out your lights and hold on tight. The rules are very simple. Points will be awarded randomly for being interesting or for making me laugh or shiver in horror. Extra points will be available for shock and awe value. To help me control my rowdy panel of recidivists and reprobates, I will employ what I have called the inappropriate bell. An example of this would be... The panel have no idea what's coming. I have no idea what stories they have for tonight's show, so let me introduce my guests. Firstly, the mysterious and effervescent Heather Morris. She's been a paranormal investigator for many years with her own team called Hellhound Investigations and does all of her best work in the shadows. She is now one of the leading audio and EVP experts with the International Paranormal Society and brings her knowledge and research skills to tonight's show. She's also a producer and sound engineer. All Heather wants for Christmas is for people to stop believing all the rhetoric they're spoon-fed and think for themselves.
That's true.
There, Merry Christmas.
Yay!
Glad to be here. Enjoying the festive spirit, Miss Morris?
No.
I see you've managed to wrap yourself. I'm just going to plough on regardless. I see you've managed to wrap yourself in the fairy lights, in the Christmas lights.
Yep.
God forbid they should go tight around your neck and stop you from breathing. That would be awful.
Would be awful.
In our Christmas special. Do you remember simpler times when all we wanted was Atari games and Teddy Ruxpin?
Yes.
Never got either.
Rubbish, you remember that. You never got either. You never got Atari games or Teddy Ruxpin. My family was so poor that my dad put some Cheerios in a baggie and told me I had donut seeds for Christmas. 100%.
Oh, God.
True. I also wish to introduce the crazy. Michelle Corrie, she was born and raised in Mora, Minnesota, and has a keen and avid interest in all things paranormal. Michelle spent 2 days putting her Christmas tree up and got tinsellighters. I love this show. Welcome to the show, Michelle.
Thank you.
Wow. Michelle's cat is currently undertaking a defoliation program, not seen since Agents Orange. Whilst you're sat here,
Yes.
you'll go home and everything's going to be stripped bare. They're mad, they're bad, and they are paranormal. This is our Christmas special, of course, going out to you on the Saturday before Christmas. Christmas is on a Friday, of course, next week. I'm going to hatch a plan. This is what we're going to do. Because it's Saturday and because Christmas is next Friday, I still feel we're a long way from Christmas, right?
Yes.
Why don't we do 2 Christmas specials?
Oh.
We'll do one today on the Saturday, and next Saturday we'll do a second Christmas special, and we'll call that our Rubber Chicken special.
Perfect.
The Rubber Chicken years.
The Christmas chicken.
The Christmas Rubber Chicken special. That way, we can dress up twice. We can open 2 lots of presents.
Ooh.
And that's Boxing Day, of course, in Britain. That's the day after Christmas. St. Stephen's Day, on the feast of Stephen. So I'm in charge of the show, of course. I can do whatever I want. This isn't a democracy. It's an autonomous dictatorship is what we're running here, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to have 2 Christmas specials we'll do tonight. And we'll see you again next Saturday. And we'll keep going whilst we're picking turkey out of our teeth. Does that sound like a good idea?
Perfect.
Very quickly, a fan of Brussels sprouts?
No.
Yes.
Well, I've got the deciding vote, and I love
Gross.
Brussels sprouts. We have a watch party taking place right now at this very minute. If you go to Facebook, search for More Questions Than Answers with Adrian Lee, and you can play along at home. We've got a full interactive live Facebook group currently playing along. We have 600-700 comments throughout the course of the show, so come along. We'll be on there as well. Come and chat with us, come and interact, answer the questions, show that you're more intelligent than everyone else, and spread good cheer and jivolities and your tidings. But that's there for you as well if you wish to do the watch party live at this moment. So, as convention dictates, with the Brussels sprouts, Martin's sponsored gong of infinite knowledge, the stuffing of statistics and the plug toilet of facts. Stand back, ladies.
Martin!
Thank you, Martin.
Before we jump in, this was promised on last week's show. Heather very kindly has made everyone up a drink to celebrate
Yes.
Christmas. Christmas drink. I have some concerns because it's bright green on top and purple at the bottom, and there's bits in it. There's literally sediment.
Yeah.
This looks like the contents of a swamp.
Mine's almost gone.
I understand that, which means we've got problems. It's a sipping drink. How long have we been on air? Hang on, I'll tell you. 8 minutes and 15 seconds we've been on air.
It's the
You've drunk
Grinch.
half a pint. This is the Grinch, is it? Are
The
you going to
scat.
share the recipe for this? Are you going to discuss what's in it?
No.
You're not. It's Look it up. It's called the Grinch.
The Grinch.
It's bright green. Cheers. Merry Christmas. Salute and pros.
Now it's all gone.
God, that's terrible. Oh, it's like drinking shampoo. I'll be blowing bubbles for a week. We have a quiz to jump into. On this day, in 1925, songwriter Robert Sherman was born in New York. I will give you 10 points for every song of his you can sing. Go.
When was he born?
1925. His name's Robert Sherman. He was born in New York. I'll literally give you 10 points.
Let It Snow.
Nope. I will give you
Up
10
on the
points
rooftop?
for Up on the Rooftop.
Yeah.
These are songs that have
Frosty.
Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
No. All I've got is a snowman. 21st century yesterday. Nope. You all know at least, I would suggest, most of his songs, and there are a lot of them.
Are they religious?
Nope. His name's Robert Sherman. He was born in New York on this day.
It's cold outside.
Nope.
Strangers in the Night.
I'm going to have to give you this because we could be here
Yeah.
for some time. He was the songwriter with his brother Richard
Frosty.
for Disney. And he was born on this very day in 1925. I will give you a list of some of the songs. Happy birthday. He passed, sadly, of course, in 2012, but happy heaven birthday to Robert Sherman. It's a Small World After All.
Yuck.
All of Mary Poppins.
Yuck.
Chim Chimney, Step in Time, Spoonful of Sugar, Supercalifragilistic, Feed the Birds, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Had to be careful saying that. Nearly got taken off air. Had to focus very hard. Sweat was running down my forehead. All of Jungle Book. I Want to Be Like You, Trust in Me, Bare Necessities. The list goes on and on. You could have won yourself many fantastic and wondrous points, but for the first time ever in the history of MQTA radio, I cannot believe that strange, bizarre and fascinating facts about Disney music.
Oh, God.
And it Disney getting a bit other than that.
Really?
A spoonful of sugar was inspired by what? Points will be won. A spoonful of sugar
Castor oil.
was inspired by castor oil.
Yep.
Castor oil. Did you used to have olive oil when you were a kid? Not olive
Unless
oil.
it was on Popeye.
Oh, blow now. My mother was so skinny at school, and it was the 1950s, she got called Olive.
Oh.
She told me this, and from that point on, me and my sister called her Olive.
And you wrote it on her ear.
That's a different story, but she did fall asleep one Sunday afternoon after Sunday dinner, and my dad made her a port and lemon. She fell asleep, and we got a Sharpie and wrote Olive on the back of her ear, and she never saw it.
Oh.
She worked in a hospital as a biochemist and came home on the Monday night after work and said one of the doctors asked me why I had Olive written on the back of my ear.
Nice.
It must have been a joy, mustn't it, to have brought me and my sister up? I bet every moment of that was just a blessing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is what I
A blessing.
would think. So you're suggesting that a spoonful of sugar was inspired by
Castor oil.
castor oil.
Yes.
I was thinking of cod liver oil. Have you ever had
Oh.
cod liver oil?
No.
That's pretty grim.
Yeah.
The reason this all comes up is that my mother was so skinny when she was at school, they gave her cod liver oil, thinking it might build her up. They thought she was malnourished. You have to remember, of course, that in East London back in that time, we still had rationing after the Second World War.
Right.
I know you're over here, you know, with your milkshakes and your malts and your American graffiti and your Cadillacs and Mickey Mouse and
and your
hamburgers.
French fries.
Yeah,
Lady Gaga.
we're eating dust in Britain and everything's grey. The 50s for us was just grey and dusty and wet. Over here, different kettle of fish. What are your suggestions, Michelle? What are you thinking? Spoonful of sugar was inspired by what?
How Walt Disney's mom got him to take medicine.
You're not a million miles away. Sherman was at home. He'd got home from work. His kids were running around. They had their polio vaccines. And he said to his kids, did it hurt? And he said, no, the polio vaccines were delivered on a sugar cube. You put a little drop of the polio vaccine on a sugar cube and take it that way. And he was inspired to write the song, A Spoonful of Sugar. Helps the medicine go round and down
Around.
in your guts. Thank you for the pen, by the way.
You're welcome.
Morris has given me a pen. It's like a police siren. Look, I'm thinking the police are
Yeah.
behind me. That's a terrible thing to think. Wow, my doctor said don't eat anything fatty. I said, can I eat sugar instead? He said, no, fatty, just don't eat anything.
God.
Very sad. 100% true. I can't give the points away. Walt Disney used to call Sherman every Friday after work. I need you to tell me why.
Toilet paper.
He called him for toilet paper.
Who squeezed the Charmin?
Oh, I see what you've done there. This is Sherman, though, which makes the joke less funny. Think of tanks, I guess. You've got a Sherman tank, haven't you?
Ah.
Cockney rhyming saying in Britain.
Ah.
Snipping off for a Sherman won't be long. There you go.
Sure.
100% true. Disney used to call Sherman every Friday after work. I need you to tell me why. I'm sure Sherman was really happy about this. It was probably the bane of his life. Walt's on the phone again. Oh, for the love of God.
Because he had a new idea.
So he'd call him every single Friday, rain or shine,
Yep.
'Cause
Say,
he had
here's my new idea.
and I want you to write a song about it.
Yep.
Wrote a little song about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're looking great, by the way, in reds. I love the red.
Thank you.
I mentioned Miss Morris with Christmas lights. I think the red really suits you there. That's a
Thank
nice
you.
colour for you.
Thanks.
There, Merry Christmas. Why do you think Walt Disney called Sherman every single Friday after work.
This is a crazy guess, but I believe Walt Disney's favorite song out of all the songs was Feed the Birds.
Okay.
And I think maybe he would ask Mr. Sherman to either play or sing it for him.
So the phone would go wing, 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 wing.
Yeah.
Oh,
See what I
God.
did there? As much as it pains me, and I don't know where you pulled that from, that is 100% correct. And I'm going to
Nice.
give you 3 Christmas festive points. That is 100% true. Walt Disney's favourite song was Feed the Birds. He called Sherman every single Friday and got him to sing it.
Oops.
Oh. How about when you're feeding your dog, you don't let the dog bite the microphone? How would that be?
But he
Then I'll
loves
still
me.
have some hearing at some point.
But he loves
He doesn't
me.
love me. I'm deaf in one ear now.
What?
Hey? What? Can you speak up?
He loves you.
Great. We'll take him into the woods afterwards for a Christmas walk.
Oh.
Yes, his favourite song was Feed the Birds. He used to set him up for the weekend, apparently. If he heard Sherman singing Feed the Birds, it would make his whole weekend fabulous.
Good.
I'd be avoiding that, I think. You wouldn't want to talk to him every single Friday, would you? You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. I guess if Walt Disney's calling you, you're kind of committed, aren't you? It's like the president giving you a phone call. You kind of got to be there, I would suggest. Do you think birds ever think to themselves, you know what? I'm sick of crumbs. Just once, I'd like a full meal, well thought out, carefully prepared, like Christmas dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunate for some birds, of course. What was odd about some of the nannies that were lined up at the beginning of the Mary Poppins movie?
They were men.
They were men.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting that all the nannies lined up at the beginning of the Mary Poppins movie were men.
Yeah.
And you're sticking with that.
Sure.
Corrie, have any thoughts, any suggestions, anything you'd like to share?
Maybe they were
Unemployed. They just come
not
over
British.
not British, I
Not
say.
British.
It pains me to say this, and you're on top form. It makes me think some sort of cheating has taken place. Morris is correct. Most of them were men. So I'm going to give you 3. The beards were a giveaway. Having said that, I'm sure there's some female nannies out there that also have beards.
Broomhilda.
Do you think anyone has ever said, I love cleaning up messes I didn't make? I think I'll become a nanny. Do you think you'd say that at school? You go to a careers fair and you end up being a nanny. Did you ever anything in this country where you, bearing in mind computers were fairly new and fairly novel when I was growing up, but there was an algorithm and it would ask you 50 questions
Yep.
when you were a kid and it would tell you what your job should be when you grow up and you're older. Did you ever have that?
No.
Did you do it? What did it say, Michelle Corrie, that you should be when you're older? Can you remember?
That I should go in the Air Force.
Okay, I think that's just a given. I think they just
Yeah.
want bullet catchers.
And I can't remember what the other ones were. They were unacceptable.
Would you like a career in the Air Force?
My brother had one for a time.
That is right. Mike, of course. Yes, that is very,
Hi, Mike.
Hi, baby.
very true. Michelle, you're not in the Air Force, obviously. You're sat here with me on More Questions
Yeah.
and Answers. Heather Morris, you never had this at
Nope.
school. No one ever suggested to you at a careers fair what you should do when you grow up.
I haven't grown up yet.
Yeah, that is slightly problematic. I did one of these tests. I answered all the questions. I had 2 answers come out at the end. One was the Royal Navy. And I
See?
thought, God, I don't want to... Well, you say that, but James Bond was in the Royal Navy, of course. And, you know,
It's not real.
I understand these things. You're ruining it for me. Shut up. And the other one was work as a forestry ranger.
I had that too, the DNR. Now that
So
you
basically,
say
we
that,
got the same stuff.
Yeah.
Be shot at by the enemy or be in a forest all day on your own cutting
Yeah.
down trees. Just to point out that neither of us are actually doing that at the moment in our career. Wow. The nanny who leaves the Banks family at the beginning of Mary Poppins was the actress Elsa Lanchester. Do you remember Mary Poppins when the Banks family has the nanny leave?
Mm-hmm.
That woman was Elsa Lanchester. She is universally famous for what cult film role? I nearly fell off my chair. I did not know this. This is the reason we're here, to bring you information. You
What
leave
year?
this show with more than you arrive with. I don't know. When was Mary Poppins? 1960 something? 68 maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm not a million miles away, I'm sure. The nanny who leaves
Psycho.
the Banks family at the beginning of Mary Poppins was actress Elsa Lanchester. You will know her. She is universally famous for
Psycho.
being in Psycho. So don't let Janet Leigh stop you in your opinion of that.
Yes.
Okay, so outside being Janet Leigh, what is Elsa Lanchester famous for?
Rosemary's Baby popped in my head, so I'm going to go with that.
Well, I'm going to give you some clues. You wouldn't want her looking after your kids. And this is probably the most iconic horror role for a woman in the history
Mommy Dearest.
of cinema. I don't know who Mummy Dearest is. Horror.
Joan Crawford.
Horror.
No idea.
Woman.
With children.
Horror. Famous. Iconic. Universal.
No idea.
I'm going to have to give you this, am I? She
Yep.
was the Bride of Frankenstein.
Of
Oh.
course she was. Oh,
Isn't that a joy?
No.
It makes me very happy.
Yes.
This is fantastic. And when you see a picture of her dressed up as the nanny and you see a picture of the Bride of Frankenstein with the wavy hair and the white streak going through it, you can tell it's the same woman.
And it would have been like 30 years prior.
And some. Absolutely 100% true. Do you think Frankenstein's bride ever said, "There's a small part of me that still loves him"? I'm sure we can find it for you. Also on this day, we wish a happy birthday to Christopher Hamill. Do you know who Christopher Hamill is?
Mark Hamill's dad.
Mark Hamill's dad. It's not. That would be a very odd quiz, wouldn't it, if we'd take famous people and then give you questions about their dad.
I feel like I should
Having
know
said
this.
that, last week we had questions about William Shakespeare's dad, but I think that was slightly more interesting. You are looking for Christopher Hamill. He is better known as Le Mal. Does that help you?
Le Mans.
Le Mal. He was the English-French singer, famous for what songs? We're doing great today, aren't
Nope.
we? Isn't this a joy?
Jeez.
He was the lead singer of Kajagoogoo.
No.
Le Mal.
Too
Too
shy,
shy, hush hush. Did. Yes, indeed. But he also had a solo career and he sang Never Ending Story.
Yes, he did.
The title track of the film with the same name. Have a guess how old he is today. Any clues?
58.
You are going 58.
63.
I will give you a point, Michelle. He's 62. You've put one more year on him. So for the first time in the history of MQTA radio, I cannot believe that strange, bizarre and fascinating facts about Never Ending Story. Is this a film we like?
Jess.
I thought it was a little bit kind of Christmassy. Do you know what I mean? The sort of thing
What?
they play over Christmas.
Eh,
It's
you're
like Die
weird.
Hard. It's not a Christmas film, but people perhaps associate it. You know, Wizard of Oz, I think, is very Christmassy, but has nothing to do with Christmas, does it? Because it's on every single
Right,
Christmas, right?
right.
In the same way the James Bond films are all repeated. Do you like Never Ending Story, Miss Morris?
Yes.
Am I getting in the way of your day today? I mean, are you...
Yes.
I am. I'm getting in the way of you training your dog right now. Was he giving you a high five?
Yeah.
So he's giving you a high
He
five.
gives me points.
Oh, great. Looks like I'm being replaced by a wolf, ladies and gentlemen. My grandma, what big eyes you've got. What country is Never Ending Story from? Closest one wins the points.
Netherlands.
You think that's a Dutch film, do you?
Yeah.
What are you going with, Corrie? You're laughing. Oh, my. I'm going to have to pass by. You're going to choke on your drink, aren't you? Well, that's
On
unfortunate.
the Grinch.
Why don't you mind for me which country you think it is? That's Germany. Oh boy, I'm sure there's some psychic skills taking place in there as well. It is true, it's a German film. 100% true. I'll give you 5 points. You're now up to 6, which is good news for you.
Ah, danke.
Fantastic. Yes, it was German. At the time, it was the most expensive film in the history of German cinema. Wolfgang Petersen was German. He directed the film. The second most expensive film he also directed in 1981. Probably one of the most famous German films ever made. What do you think he directed?
Das Boot.
Das Boot, which Morris thinks is about boots.
It isn't?
It's not, unfortunately.
Oh.
Do you know what the colours on the German flag represent? The black, the red and the yellow all represent work, and the blue represents humour, apparently. I've got time. We can wait. The actor who played the young, and I'm going to get his name right here, at Ryu, the young at Ryu, is called Noah Hathaway. He's a very famous actor back in the day. He now works as a what, Miss Morris?
Pharmacist.
You are saying that the actor who played the young Atreyu,
Atreyu.
bless you.
God's sake.
Well, it depends whether it's Greek or Latin, doesn't it? That's the point. We don't know, do we? If it's Greek, it's Atreyu. If it's Latin, it's Atreyu.
It's Atreyu.
Okay, we're going with the Greek derivatives then. This leads me to ask
Or a
you.
pharmacist.
You are suggesting. What was your first answer?
I don't know. Weren't you listening?
It was a pharmacist as well. So
Good.
your
They're
first-
both.
Am I not listening? Yes, I am listening. Your first answer was pharmacist, and then I was tricked by the fact that your second answer was also pharmacist. And then I say what, and you go, aren't you listening? Yes, I'm listening, but I'm losing my grip on the day.
Leave me alone. I had Grinch.
Wow. Who knew? Do excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. We're due back on planet Earth at any minute. You are suggesting he's now a pharmacist.
Sure.
And your second answer, because you're spreading your chips liberally, is pharmacist. So if he is a pharmacist, you're looking for double points.
Correct.
But if you're wrong, you'll be wrong twice.
Who cares?
You have everything available to you in terms of vocations, but you can't pick pharmacist or pharmacist. He is now a...
lighting director.
What would you do if you were in California and you're on Venice Beach?
Surf.
Well, that's one thing you do, but you're not going to make much money from that.
Bodybuilder.
Unless you're a professional. Could be Huntington Beach. Could be any of the strips in Los Angeles.
Lifeguard.
He is a tattooist.
Oh.
He now
Really?
does tattoos, but he refuses to do any Orin talisman tattoos. Apparently, he was asked to do the talisman from Neverending Story about 15 times in 3 weeks, and he refuses to do any more. He says if people ask him, he's done with that. Too many people asking for the Orin talisman tattoos from Neverending Story. Do you think a donkey has ever seen a zebra and thought, wow, nice tribal tattoos?
Maybe.
Just a thought. Who now owns the original Orin prop? If you remember from the film, there's a amulet on a necklace. Who now owns that? To win your points today, you need to tell me which famous person now owns that talisman prop.
Jim Henson Company.
You are suggesting that the Jim Henson Company... So Jim Henson owns that.
Jim Henson Co.
But he's dead.
I understand that.
So it's his company.
So his company owns it. His son now owns that prop.
Yep.
What do you think, Miss Shell? She's going down the right lanes, but she's wrong. But she's in the right area. Film directors, famous.
Steven Spielberg.
You've won more points. Steven Spielberg helped Wolfgang Petersen, the director, edit the film for American audiences, and apparently the Americans couldn't concentrate for the extra 7 minutes of Europe had, and edited 7 minutes out. So,
Man, now I gotta watch it.
what, to get your extra 7 minutes, you need to
Yeah.
watch the
European
European
cut.
version. Apparently Americans can't concentrate for 7 minutes longer than Europeans. But for helping him edit Neverending Story, Wolfgang Petersen gave Steven Spielberg the talisman prop from the film Neverending Story, about an adult doing laundry. Isn't that the truth, by the way? Wow.
Yeah.
That was then. But this is now, as we enter our favourite part of the show, it's the mailbag.
He's a mailbag. And we get
Love it.
treats.
We love the mailbag. We do love the mailbag. I will tell you, this is our Christmas special. Let me tell you that we have been inundated with parcels and cards.
Yes.
I mean,
Freed.
absolutely. I've been receiving more gifts and presents from our followers and viewers than my parents have given me over the last 10 years. Let me just put that right out
Or
there.
my family.
Yes, or anyone else, come to that matter.
That's true.
So we're going to open up some presents right now because we've got two shows. Because tonight is our Christmas special before Christmas, and then next week is our Christmas special the day after Christmas. We are spreading the gifts out. If we opened them all up in one sitting, there would be no show.
Right.
It would be an hour of us opening up presents and gifts. So if you sent us anything and we don't open it now, be aware that we're planning to open it next week, because we just don't have the time, because we got inundated with gifts, and we're very grateful and very thankful.
yes.
It makes us
Thank
feel
you.
blessed that you would think of us and that you would give us these things. So we're going to go through them. I did receive an email from a fan of the show. His name's Marlon. He's in California. So the first thing I'm going to do is read out his email message for us, and we'll get that done. So this is from California. This is Marlon. He said, "Howdy, Adrian. Congratulations on your recent successes with expanding your MQTA masterpiece to television.
Yay.
No one's going to argue with that. We're doing great. Your success is a result of your hard work. Every great teacher, as you were and are, always completes his homework to be prepared for the next performance." This is all in the preparation and research, you know. "You work your ass off and it shows in the work you do on air." We're just making this up as we go along. I'll show you my notes. They're just scribbles. They look like that. It's bullet points, I tell you. I have no idea what the girls have brought in terms of stories. I've no idea what their answers were going to be for the quizzes. We are winging this to a certain degree, but you have to have a bit of a structure to leave a structure, don't you? And then we can come back again. "You make it look easy because you've done so much preparation." My head's
Preparation
gonna explode.
H.
Wow, you have to ruin it, don't you? But on the whole, he says, "I appreciate your avoidance of political issues. Our society, especially now, is oozing bile over partisanship. MQTA is a haven that gives us an hour's retreat from the compounding stresses. So along with Orbs, I'm very grateful that MQTA avoids politics.
Yay.
Lastly, I hear a good joke and I want to share it with you, but the joke's filthy, so we're not doing that. All the best to you, Adrian, and your baby." What do you know about the baby? MQTA, congratulations on your deserved success. I believe your best years are ahead of you. Onwards and upwards, your fan in California, Marlon. So that's very
Aw,
kind of you. I'm
thank
going
you.
to pin
Thank you,
this
Marlon. Thank
to the
you.
studio wall. All around us, you can't see this, but we have all of our letters, cards, and messages pinned to the rafters of the studio. Now, I need to have a delve around. First of all, Jeff and Colin, two guys, father and son, they have a paranormal podcast. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. It's called The Parafiles. I was a guest on about 4 or 5 of their shows. If you go to YouTube, search for The Parafiles, and you will find it on there.
Is it the Paraphiles or the Paranormal Files?
Well, the T-shirt they gave me is The Paranormal Files,
I was just asking.
but I thought it was The Parafiles. I will put a link on the MQTA site, and you can find it for yourself.
Yeah.
The reason I brought this up is because they brought me.
Oh,
I got a
Oh, my
parcel with a little
God.
ghost, a mug that's somewhere over here,
Oh,
and a T-shirt. So thank you to
That's
Jeff
awesome.
and Colin of the Parafiles or the Paranormal Files. I will put a link to that on the MQTA wall, and you can find those shows, and I'm in them. I did a bit of psychic work for them and a bit of ghost hunting here in Minnesota, and I want to thank Jeff and Colin for that. I now need to delve down to my right-hand side and pull some parcels out. So they're not in any particular order. Obviously, I'm wired up, so I need to be careful. Oh, here we go.
oh yeah.
Firstly,
yay.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of cards. I'll read those in a second.
Aw.
This, I believe, we got a parcel from Robin.
Yay,
Robin
Robin.
is in Massachusetts.
Oh, boo.
So would you like to open your parcels from Robin? Thank you, Robin. She's
I
brought
can't
Thank
me
you, Robin.
some
We
teeth.
love you.
Apparently I need some teeth. They're clockwork teeth. So I want to thank Robin for that, and we'll put those on display and we'll have those out. What have you got there, Heather?
I got a baby zombie. Look.
You've got a baby zombie, and you can stick your finger through his guts.
I
and
love
he's,
him.
And he's got a bone for an arm.
And a
Yeah.
butt crack.
That is,
In a book, right?
that is truly disgusting.
And panties.
What have
And
you
I
got
love
there,
him.
Michelle? Did you get a note with that?
Yes.
What does it say?
I got a baby puppy.
You got a little puppy. I bet it's not making as much mess as the puppy we got in the studio right now.
You'd leave him alone. My note says, "Hi, Heather. Every good girl deserves a baby to care for when the zombies come. Merry Christmas. Feel free to share with your wild wolfhound in case this zombie baby turns to the dark side." From Robin.
What have you got, Michelle?
I said, "Hi, Michelle. I know you asked Santa for a puppy, which is true. And here she is. From Robin. P.S.
She's stuffed full of cocaine. Oh, no, sorry, just my head. No, I don't know. Is the stitching been picked at?
I'll check later.
Okay, good for you.
The teeth are for Adrian.
Lovely.
I know everyone asks for 2 front teeth this time of year, so prepare for the worst. I sent him a whole set."
Nice choppers. I'll get those out, and I shall put them on the set behind me. Leslie has been following the show for many, many years. She's based in
Leslie.
Iowa. She's given this box. We've got some face masks to start with.
I love those.
Baby Yoda.
Oh, that's you.
We're going to be
Michelle.
fighting over this, aren't we? We've got a Ouija board, which I'm guessing would be Morris.
Yay!
Cool.
And we've got an Edgar Allan Poe face mask. There's Kit Kats.
Yay!
All kinds of treats. We've got
Tangy.
Swiss milk chocolate. We've got
What?
everything we need to make hot chocolate.
We'll never see it, Michelle.
There's some alcohol in there as well. That is
gonna have to
fantastic.
mug
And many
him.
other goodies and
Mug
candy
him.
treats. So thank you, Leslie, for that. I'm going to read some cards out in a moment. But hang on. There's more. There is more by Joe.
More? Yes.
Vicky, who I think is based somewhere near Mankato, has sent us a fabulous parcel. So thank you, Vicky.
Thank you, Vicky,
We have-
so
Thank you,
much.
Vicky.
A mug. It says MQTA. I love this show. We now have our own personalised mugs. I think
Look at
we could sell
these.
these and we could make a lot of money. So I'm going to
No,
put
we're
that
not. She just gave them to us.
on there. That's a joy.
Oh, this is
I
adorable.
love it.
I love
Thank
it.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
There are cards and letters everywhere, so I
Oh.
don't know which order they're going to be in. This is from Vicky, who sent the mugs. She says, my daughter and I are new listeners of MQTA. She designed the logo on the gifts. So thank you.
Aw.
Her daughter's called Sam. Thanks for making us laugh.
Thank you,
We
Sam.
love the
Thanks, Sam.
show. Sam's favourite part is Adrian's bad jokes.
Oh, God, there's a
I
bunch.
thought they were good jokes.
No.
Thank you for the mug, Vicky and Sam. Thank you for the
Thank
card.
you.
Thank you.
We are being inundated. Wow, this is from Deanna.
Hi,
We're going to
Deanna.
open up her
Hi,
presents
Deanna.
in a section. Merry Christmas. This year has been anything but normal, so I decided to spread holiday cheer to my friends at MQTA. You all uplift us as fans every week throughout the year. She's got great writing. And I wanted to share with you all of these favours. I hope you enjoy the holidays and the gifts. Please be safe, and thank you to one and all. Adrian, this isn't prison paper. Apparently someone managed to get her some paper into the prison that wasn't prison paper.
Smuggled.
Nice.
I can't believe how many messages of support.
Oh, that's amazing.
This is from Leslie, who just gave us all those wonderful goodies
thank
and
you,
the face
Leslie.
masks and everything we need for alcoholic hot chocolate. Dearest
Yes.
MQTA, hello from Iowa. I meant to send this sooner, but life is getting in the way. I love you guys, and I'm happy to see you're doing very well, especially the television episodes. Keep up the good work. Where would we be without you guys making us laugh? Enjoy
Oh,
the treats. That's very kind of you. I
Thank
should put that. But
you.
there's more.
So sweet.
More?
There's more. There's more. I've
Jeez,
got I've got
Pete.
cards and all sorts of fantastic things here. This is a fabulous, fabulous card. I've been sent a
Merry
sticker
Christmas, everyone.
Yes, Merry
with
Christmas.
the Swiss flag on it, which is a big plus, of course. I've been given a CD of Ray Davies songs. I love Ray Davies of the Kinks, and this is from Marlon. He says all of our work are masterpieces. Thank you for the laughs. It's been a crazy year, and this was a concert from Ray Davies recently in London pre-COVID. Best wishes for a healthy and happy 2021 from Marlon in California. Thank you for that. I have one more.
Oh, thank
This
you, Marlon.
is from Deanna, and I'm going to open a parcel very shortly. She has bought me, she's aware because she listens to the show on a regular basis, that my favourite food is Indian, and she sent me a voucher for some Indian food. It's the gift that keeps giving.
We won't be around that night, Michelle.
Please, no.
This makes me very happy. You have parcels on the table from Deanna, and I will get mine out as
Yay.
well.
I
If
got-
you could undo those and show our followers what you've got. Wow! Look at the way she's going at that. That's ridiculous.
It's a bag in a bag.
I got more. I got more.
What have you got?
I
Oh
don't know.
my God.
Flip me over.
Wow!
Turn on the switch. What?
I dread to think what you've got there.
Uh-oh.
This is Christmas special.
Christmas special.
Oh my
Help me out. What have you?
Oh
what have
my
you got?
God. I got a pair of Jack Skellington knee highs, which I'm going to put on later.
Wow! I've got a wetsuit with the arse cut out.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I have a little tiny cedar musk oil.
Awesome.
I love it. She knew I would love it.
I have a fantastic blanket that has different phases of the moon on it
Oh, cool.
and stars. So I appreciate
my
that very
God.
much.
You
That's
can
very
wear
kind
that
of you.
during the,
Apothecary stove.
There's a stocking here that is jammed full of goodies. There's all kinds of tasty treats. I've got all manner of fantastic things.
What's this business? Oh
I've got
my God.
Mints. What have you got there, Michelle? Start telling me
have
the things you've got.
everything.
You have everything.
I
I have
have.
buttons and Baby Yoda
Wow.
socks and Star Wars
Candy canes.
badge.
Look at
is a
this.
stocking full of goodness.
It's a
Stop it.
crystal skull with flowers.
That's
And
amazing.
It's a crystal
that's
skull.
beautiful. I love it. I love it. And I got one more big thing.
What else have you got there, Morris?
I'm working on it. Keep opening yours.
I need to make a space because I've got a show to do.
You don't need to do a show.
Oh my God!
Oh
This
my
is
God.
so awesome.
I can't believe it. Now I got to get it out.
Get it out.
The suspense is ridiculous, isn't it?
Can't wait.
What have you got there, Miss
This is
Morris?
incredible.
Bearing in mind the show's over in 20 minutes.
Leave me alone.
Mimosa.
Oh my God.
You've got
So cool.
a dragon and a crystal that lights
Oh.
up.
Oh my God. I love it. And he's going to sit right here.
This is
Perfect.
Just amazing.
Thank you to all of the
Thank you.
people that have
Oh,
sent
you
cards,
guys are
have
too
written
much.
in.
Too
We
good.
have more stuff to open next week. So we're going to do 2 Christmas shows. This was before Christmas. We've got one next week, a day after Christmas. We've received many, many more parcels, and we thought we'd split them into 2 shows because we couldn't do them
Oh my God.
all
This
in
is
one go. It's
amazing.
very kind of you. We really appreciate it. We might put some photographs on our Facebook side as well, and you'll see them around us on the set. We really
God.
appreciate that. One last thing before we jump into some news stories this
Amazing.
week. I now have a book published. Wow, yeah, thank you, Adrian. That's fantastic.
Hooray!
I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you from your candy and liquor.
Do you want me to add a crowd sound behind that?
I have just published a book.
Yay!
I know, nothing like forced enthusiasm. I've spent 5 years working on a book on the ghosts and hauntings of the US Dakota War, where lots of people were killed and massacred.
Oh.
And it's now come out, so if you wish to get yourself a Christmas read, The Ghosts of the US Dakota War, 1862. There's over 100 investigations, all of the sites in the US Dakota War between the Dakota Sioux and the US Army and all of the pioneers. It's taken a long time to get there, 5 years worth of work. My publisher tells me it's the best book I've written.
Oh,
And I'm
God.
not going to disagree with them. I actually
No.
think it's the most consistent book with the most and best investigations in. So if you get a chance and you'd like to have a read over Christmas and you wish to support what we do, my book has come out this very week. Makes me
That's
very happy.
awesome.
Now I'm going to sit in a dark room for 6 months and not want to see a laptop.
Good.
All
Good.
that time. We're on MCN6 at 9 p.m. Central Time every single Saturday. If you go to www.mcn6.org, you can find us and stream us on every device. You can find us on Roku at MCN6 as well. All of our shows are archived. They're on YouTube. You can find us on SoundCloud. If you go to MQTA Radio, we have nearly 300 shows. Everything is there for you. But if you go to our archives, you do get an extra 20 to 25 minutes in a round that we call Not For Your Mother, that we don't have time to read out on air, that is laden with filth and is of an adult nature. They're the stories from around the world we find that are very interesting but can't read out due to their content. So you have a good reason to go and find our archives. And if you wish to donate to the show, the reason this show keeps running, and we've been on for 9 years now and done 300 episodes, is due to your kindness. If you wish to donate a single dollar per episode, go to Patreon, search for MQTA Radio, and you will get much, much more. There's shows on there that have never been aired. You get a chance to hear some radio plays and lots of fun and interesting things for your single dollar. We now run into the round that is ghosts and hauntings, and remember, we do not do orbs. An astrologer who foretold coronavirus has now made predictions for the next 6 months. Jessica Adams made a claim that a virus would disrupt the world in February 2019. She even pinpointed when the first victim died in Wuhan, which was on January the 10th. I thought that happened back in September last year.
Wow.
So, what does the horoscope expert have to say about Christmas and beyond? Here we go. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen this coming year. In an interview with Female, Jessica spoke about COVID-19, the royal family, the US election and Brexit. And here were her premonitions. Jessica doesn't have much good news when it comes to the coronavirus.
Wow,
She
wow.
believes we'll have to learn to live with COVID-19 and doesn't think it's going anywhere soon. Don't we already know that? Is that a prediction? I thought that was fairly common knowledge, to be honest.
Yeah.
After Megxit in January, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle left the UK.
Megxit.
There have been fears for a royal rift ever since, and Jessica doesn't think this will heal in the next 6 months. They now live in Los Angeles, don't they?
Yeah, no kidding. I could predict that.
I know, this isn't really setting the world alight here, is it?
She's bunk.
If you're playing the Bell Bunk and Snort drinking game, you can now have a drink, so I'm going to go with
I
the
don't like her.
swamp-infested water.
The Grinch.
It's called the Grinch because you make a face like a Grinch when you drink it. It's rough.
It's rough.
Wow. She predicted there'll be no reunion between Princes William and Harry anytime soon. There is good news, though. The astrologer thinks we will have a Merry Christmas. Apparently, there are positive astrological cycles taking place at Yuletide that will bring us all together. Prediction fun or someone fetch me a gun? You decide. Go to our Facebook site, More Questions Than Answers with Adrian Lee, and you will find all the stories and much, much more for your perusal. Miss Morris, what have you got for me tonight in the round of ghosts and hauntings?
Nothing.
You have absolutely
No.
Michelle, what have you got for me?
But I got a story and I want to get it in, please.
Go on then, let's have it.
All right.
What have you got? Is it UFOs, cryptozoology?
Nope, it's strange.
It's strange and bizarre.
But it's Christmas related.
It's
Does
Christmas
that help?
strange. I'm happy to hear Christmas strange.
A mom left her son traumatized after an elf on a shelf prank sensationally backfired. Damn you, elf on the shelf. I'll show you.
They're slippery little buggers, aren't they? Do you know, I don't like it. You know, they grass on you. They're seeing what you're doing and then they're loose with the lips.
That's
Shut
right.
up. What are you saying?
Yeah.
You're going down the toilet.
That's right.
I mean,
Snitches
I
get
don't trust it,
stitches.
do
Yeah,
they?
snitches get stitches.
Yeah, all this little whispering and blah, 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 blah. If you got something to say, come out and say it.
Yeah, I'll flick you off the
What
table.
are we doing with all that game? Honestly.
Tanya Lee, 30, admitted...
Tanya Lee.
That's right, must be your relative.
Let's hope so.
Admitted she appeared to be a bad parent after she convinced her 5-year-old son Oscar that his toy Grinch had eaten the elf in their kitchen.
That's not very nice.
Oh, see, the Grinch drink comes around, doesn't it?
I see what you've done there. You're making relevant drinks to the show.
The youngster sobbed for half an hour and now won't trust the Grinch, keeping it away from the elf on the shelf at their home in Kings Lynn, Norfolk. Norfolk?
Yes.
Norfolk.
Are you having a stroke? What's wrong with you?
I have a terrible
No.
cramp.
You've got a what? You've got
The most
cramp.
shocking Charlie horse.
Where?
My left thigh.
You've got cramp, and she's going Norfolk, Norfolk, Norfolk. Who wants to be a fire engine?
I love the Grinch.
What do you want to do? Get up and walk around? What are your plans?
I'm gonna breathe it
You're
out.
gonna, oh my! Just like childbirth. Now remove his funny bone. You owe me $200. Keep going.
A hilarious photo shows
Christ,
both.
it's like the beaches of Normandy here during the Second World War. It's like the first 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan.
So good. A hilarious photo shows bones left over from a roast chicken in the form of a skeleton covered in blood beside the Grinch toy, who is holding cutlery as if it has devoured the elf.
So they've told their kid they've killed an elf on a shelf
The Grinch
by
killed it.
rearranging
Chicken
bones
bones.
on a plate in the shape of him.
And then covered him in ketchup so it was like blood and guts.
Well, he's going to grow up to be a conservative.
The next Dexter,
That's how it starts.
Tanya, who is a carer, said, "We had roast chicken on Sunday, and the bones left a perfect elf-shaped skeleton, so I thought I'd play a joke on Oscar. Poor Oscar."
That's terrible.
I went for it, and
Poor
I left the
little boy.
skeleton out as if the Grinch ate him. And then my little boy cried and cried, and he cried for half an hour. His first
Hang on a
words
second.
afterwards.
Hang on. He's cried for half an hour, which means after 5 minutes he's crying. After 10 minutes
and
he's
Mom's
crying.
laughing in the corner.
After 15 minutes he's crying. But at that point you still don't step in and tell him that you've set him up and it's a joke.
awful.
You wait a full 30 minutes whilst you're getting it filmed on Facebook. Wow.
Yes, isn't it terrible?
Shockingly bad.
His first words afterwards were,
Damn you and your ways, you're ruining my life.
"The
No?
Grinch shouldn't have eaten her. The Grinch is not allowed to eat her."
That's a very good Norfolk accent.
You're welcome. I had to open the cupboard and show him that the elf was actually hiding and that it was just a silly little joke.
What's wrong with these people?
It's a silly joke.
I still feel bad that my parents lied to me about certain aspects of Christmas that we're not going to share on television. I feel bad that my dad put money under my pillow for my teeth. Do you know what? Now I'm looking at this. There's got to be at least like $30 there, isn't it, if I put that under my pillow?
Oh,
Do you not
boy.
think?
Find out.
We'll find out.
Well, dear old Tanya Lee said,
My granddad slept with his head under a pillow once and he woke up and his teeth had gone. I will share that with you. That did happen.
"Oh,
What?
for crying."
Yeah.
Well, she said he was traumatized, but I found it hilarious.
That's the main thing.
He was relieved when he found out, but he still will not look at the Grinch the same way again.
And we've had a terrible time with the child psychologist.
Every time I put the elf near the Grinch now, he moves it away. Get away! Get away! He'll eat you. Gnaw on your bones. Although Mom of One, yeah, no kidding,
Thank God.
Tanya,
Christ.
laughs
The great
so
thing
much.
about this is that the people from Norfolk aren't strange in any way, shape or form.
No.
Yeah. They would look at their children and say, look, he's got his dad's eye
So now,
right in the middle of his
What are you
forehead.
doing?
Nothing. He's got his
So-
dad's eye.
so Facebook was not very kind to Miss Tanya.
No, we've not been very kind. It's awful.
No.
I feel
They
bad.
said, "That's a bit cruel. You shouldn't do that to a young'un
No.
in the 5-year-old category."
It's a shocking thing to do. I've seen this picture. It literally looks like a body laid out in bones.
It does.
I'm not
Very
surprised he was traumatized. It's not a nice joke to play for a child, little baby, little bumpkin.
Little fingers, little toes.
But single mom Tanya, who has used Elf on the Shelf every year since 2017, said,
This is an Americanism. We'd never had this in Britain when I was a kid.
"It was funny. I laughed so much at it. I didn't think he'd react like that.
She's
but
the type
it's
of
still
person that
funny."
drives past a road traffic accident and thinks it's funny.
I know I probably sound like a bad parent, but it was
Wow.
too funny.
Yeah.
Funny Tanya Lee.
Yeah, who's single. Yeah.
Yeah, she is a single mom.
She is.
She is
single.
available,
She's available.
for a bit of fun.
And she's in Norfolk
Yeah, go find her.
with her
Bones.
psychologically disturbed child.
Murderer.
Yeah, little Chucky.
Well, thank you for making our Christmas show so special, Miss Moore.
You're welcome.
What have you got for me now, Miss Corrie, in the round of ghosts and
Oh.
hauntings?
Gemma Collins claims that her mum met an alien with dead eyes while sitting on a train in Essex.
As opposed to live eyes?
yeah.
You sure it wasn't a woman from Norfolk making a dead alien?
Let's find out.
Wow, everything's ahead of us.
The former Towie star, 39, says her mum Joan encountered an alien and that they communicated via telepathy.
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 Another drink.
Yeah.
Grinch.
Gemma says Joan was able to identify the extraterrestrial due to her sixth sense, and it's because she's also a witch.
Okay.
Well, that's nice.
Good
That's fun.
combination, yeah.
Speaking on her BBC Sounds podcast, Gemma said, "I believe in aliens. My mum has actually met one on the train."
Yeah, it was going to Norfolk.
Yep. She said, "I was sitting on the train and I saw this guy, and I thought something's weird about him.
Hang on a second, there's lots of weird people on the train.
I was going to say, I lived in Brooklyn, and
Yeah.
take your pick.
You get on the train, someone comes and sits next to you with like a tin, and they open it and they say, "Look, I've got a camel in here," and you're thinking, "I need to get off."
Oh,
There's all kinds of
God.
craziness taking place.
Yes, absolutely. Her sixth sense, being a witch, it didn't feel right, so my mom started to feel really uncomfortable. She was then able to communicate successfully with him via telepathy, according to the GC.
Like this?
Yeah, look at these.
I can tell what you're thinking. There.
Why aren't you dead yet?
That's the wow. That took a turn, didn't it? I wish
Merry
I
Christmas!
wish we could do a Christmas festive special every year. I will tell you, before this show started, I've got like a bauble hanging from my head here.
Yes.
And I tried to do the helicopter, spinning it around. I felt dog sick. I wish I hadn't have done it. I think I pulled a muscle in my neck.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're going to do the helicopter, you know, make sure you've limbered up first with
That's
your mind.
true.
Do
Stretch.
some
Stretching.
stretching.
Some sort
Yeah.
of stretching.
The reality star continued. The eyes were dead. So literally she said in her head, "Rustle your newspaper up and down."
Oh,
What?
no.
Like these?
Yeah, it's working on you. It only works on those that are imbecilic
Go
and
up
lacking
and
IQ.
down
Yeah.
with your newspaper. Three.
Adding
be-
sound effects.
I will be telepathic right now. I will tell all of our listeners and all of our viewers right now to think of a vegetable. Do you have one? Have you got a vegetable? Think of a vegetable. I will tell you right now, you're thinking of carrot. There, it's a gift,
No.
isn't it? It's
I
a
was thinking
gift.
of Brussels sprouts that
I
I
thought
hate.
of an eggplant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 2 Brussels sprouts and an eggplant. We can think of a tool, a workman's tool, any kind of tool you'd find in a shed or some sort of workman's
Okay.
hammer.
Screwdriver.
Pliers.
This isn't working very well.
How's that going for
What
you?
else have you got there?
He done it. He
done it.
done it.
He
He
done
rattled
it.
the
He done
rattled the
did do it.
newspaper. He done did it. Me mum reckons this guy was reading her mind. The alien literally formed as a human.
Ooh.
But she's never gotten over that story, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not scared of aliens.
You say that now, but when they come and get you,
Little green men.
you be
Probe
careful
you.
what you wish for.
Vaseline.
Well, all good things come to an end. So let us look at tonight's scores. In last place with the K2 meter and the dead batteries. Myself, I only managed to score 4 this evening. Heather's managed to get herself up to 6. She's in second place. I will win, because it's Christmas. I'm getting a poor 2021 prediction and a class in poor parenting. Miss Morris, who's finished second, I'm going to give you the gift of a sick cat and the
What?
bones
Gross.
of a Grinch and a bottle of ketchup. But
Ew.
tonight, our resplendent first place winner, winning the $33,000 IR camera and scoring a lovely bottom-heavy, rounded, symmetrical, festive 8, is Michelle. She gets a new set of teeth and a bag of Brussels sprouts.
Ooh.
Do not fear, listener. Remember, we are back with a whole new bunch of stories next week at the same time, and I would love you to join me for a fun and informative journey through the world of the paranormal, strange, intriguing, bizarre, and weird. Please tell your friends and family about the show, and feel free to contact us anytime via our Facebook site. More questions and answers with Adrian Lee. You can also join my Twitter account at Adrian_Lee_tips. Where we have 90,000 followers. My gratitude and greatest thank you extended to Lorna Hunter, Heather Morris, Chaton Drainer, Michelle Corrie, and Heather Morris. Have a wonderful and fantastic Christmas from everyone here at MQTA. Remember to join us at the same time next week for our second festive show. And remember, be interested and interesting. Good night.
Merry Christmas.
Good night.
Beep, beep.